My name is Sister Marie James Hunt. I was born in San Jose, California, and when I was about 10, we moved to Virginia. So I actually entered the Daughters of St. Paul from Virginia. My mother was working at a pro-life table at a high school. There was like an in-service for the teachers, and she asked me to come along with her, and I was about 12 years old. And I got bored at the table, so I said, "Mom, I'm gonna go take a walk." And I was looking for the world's finest chocolate fundraising table because I wanted to sample their chocolates. I have, a love for chocolate, and Jesus knows that. So he was drawing me over actually to another table. I had my head down. I was looking for the chocolate. And I saw all these books, and I look up, and there's this little Italian sister across from me, and she grabbed my arm, and she said, "Have you ever thought of becoming a sister?" And I said, "No." And I ran back. I said, "Mom, you'll never believe what that sister over there asked me." And she said, "What?" And I said, "She asked me if I ever thought of becoming a sister." And my mom looked at me, "Well, have you?" And I said, "Oh, no, not me." So I said, "Well, Mom, we do have a family friend, the Herms, Sister Katherine, who has now entered, and she is Sister Katherine." So we passed on all the information to her. Yeah, and it's history. She entered. I would visit. I was good friends with her younger sister, and I was curious about what was happening here at the convent in Boston. And her mother wouldn't let her fly by herself to come visit Kathy, so I said, "Oh, I'll go with you. I can visit." And that's how I got to know the Daughters of St. Paul. So when I first entered, I was here in Boston almost for 11 years straight. I learned how to run the printing presses. I started as an apprentice, became a novice. As I picked up skills, I kind of worked my way through the ranks and operated 4-color printing presses, 6-color printing presses. They would be running 10,000 sheets an hour, so it was a lot of fun, a lot of activity. And after my time in the printing department, I was going to school, and when I graduated, I was sent down to Philadelphia, where we had a bookstore in Northeast Philadelphia. So I was there for 3 years, and then after Philadelphia, I was stationed out in California for 3 years in our Los Angeles book center. And from there, I went to St. Louis for a year. From there, I went to Chicago for 3 years, and then back to Boston, and then back to California. So I've tasted a little piece of every part of the country, you could say. My happiest moment as a sister would have to be going to the canonization of St. Kateri Tekakwitha in 2012. My mother is a Native American, a Catholic Native American. She grew up on the Indian reservation in Maine, on Indian Island. She's a member of the Penobscot Indian Nation, as am I. And we've just had a family devotion to St. Kateri my whole life. She taught us from when we were little children about St. Kateri, and she's always been like a role model to me and somebody I turn to and pray to often. And I can remember, especially when I was 12, 13, taking her name for my confirmation and talking with her and saying, "Okay, St. Kateri, I'm feeling called now to religious life, and I know you always wanted to be religious during your whole life." And so she really, I think, walked with me on that journey and that discernment into religious life. So I never dreamed that I would be alive when she would actually be canonized in Rome. So as soon as we got the news that she would be canonized, I called my mother right away and I said, "Oh, we have to go, Mom, we gotta go." So it was in October of 2012 that we joined more than 600 Catholic Native Americans from the United States on this wonderful pilgrimage. We all arrived in Rome, and we were organized into all these buses and into 10 different hotels, and it was really awesome to be on pilgrimage with all these Catholic Native Americans and to really rejoice and celebrate that we have our own saint. I'd say the one piece of advice I would give a young woman is to really make time every day for silence and quiet. If you can get to daily Mass, that would be a big plus. And after communion and maybe a little bit after Mass, just kind of linger and pray and be in the Lord's presence and just listen for that tiny quiet whisper, the voice of the Lord often just comes to us in such quiet little moments, and you'll find your path. You will.